Francisco, there's a few roadways that are having some issues today. This is a picture of a tree that fell over on Lower Great Highway along the coast near Ocean Beach. Again, those winds very, very fierce today, causing trees to topple over. According to the Rec and Parks Department of San Francisco, the highway is closed in both directions between Moraga and Lawton as crews try and remove this fallen tree. It does look like a car was trapped under there, but it's unclear if someone was in the vehicle or if this car was just parked along the roadway and the tree fell on top of it with no one inside. We'll continue to try and get a little bit more information. Elsewhere in the city, more rain damage. The intersection of Natoma and 9th Street is blocked off right now because a scaffolding fell over. It just completely collapsed. As you can see, all those pieces of wood just scattered around. This is video from the Citizen app. San Francisco Fire says it happened around 7:30 this morning. They say no one was hurt. They're asking everyone to avoid that area. Chronon meteorologist Dave Spar has the details on just how intense this rain and wind is going to be. He's got a little bit more detail on that, as well as the flood advisories that are in effect.
Good day, everybody. Here's a picture of what it looked like this morning along the East Bay shoreline, but this fog is just going to really intensify later today, particularly for the East Bay, as that front drops south and the intense rainfall is there, because also dew point and temperature, when they get close to each other, doesn't matter what else is going on, you start to get the production of fog. Technically, that's a radiation type of fog. This is what we see going on in Storm Tracker 4. There's that front up to the northwest of us. And that's what's going to drive the big time weather going on for today during the daylight hours. After it passes, the rain won't be as intense. The winds won't be as intense. That's what you'll feel kind of different. But we're not completely done with the rain for the overnight hours. So sticking with what we got going on here, we got a flash flood watch and a wind advisory. The yellows are the flash flood watch, as you can see here. This is also including the Santa Cruz Mountains up in the North Bay. This green outline was what we had earlier from a flood advisory. That's very organic and can change, as really any of this can. Meanwhile, the wind advisory covers all the real estate, as you will see here. This is until 8 o'clock, which kind of very much bears out with what we're looking at with the frontal passage and the winds responding according to that. But even after it passes, winds are going to be pretty active. It's still going to be plenty breezy after it's all said and done. Let's march through all of this and kind of freeze it when it's real active. There you see it, mid-bay, 3:15-ish or so, getting into the peninsula, the East Bay with the heaviest intensity, dropping further south. As we get into the game tonight, the Niners, this is what's going on by 8 o'clock. Coverage is most intense in the South Bay, the East Bay, down to the Santa Cruz Mountains, and the front still to the north yet to happen. Notice how it starts to curve a little bit here, get to about 5:15 or so in the morning. The bulk of the heavy rain has pretty much departed most of the Bay Area, but a little surge here, some scattered showers linger about 5:15 or so. So morning commuters tomorrow, the main line may have passed you, but you'll be dealing with these popcorn issues here of some leftover showers in some intensity with already flooded problems. And then the skies start to open up for the balance of Monday. Not going to be really cold either. Sometimes after a storm, it feels really chilly. It will be breezy, but not really cold. Here's a look at those winds. Here comes the front. This is about 4 o'clock. Most of the heaviest winds will remain in the peninsula and also along the East Bay, but still quite breezy up in the North Bay, as you will notice. And it's a southwest wind, not flipped over from a northwest wind, which we typically see after a frontal passage. Tonight, we have the winds still kind of active, and they look like they return again to the south to southwesterly type direction. This is post-frontal. This is producing snow. This is true. This will be up to about 7,000 feet with this winter storm warning that kicks in at 5 o'clock tonight. That'll be with us until Monday at night as well. From this morning's report, they actually had some flash flooding going on there, which they will continue to have because below 7,000 feet, it's liquid and liquid's running, and they're getting a lot of the rain just like we are. So that can be problematic too. This is why we say kind of the ideal situation would be if this system was a little colder, it could lock up a lot more for later storage in even our local mountains as well. Here's a look at what we're talking about. A line of very heavy rain over the bay this afternoon. Winds at 25 to 45. Southwesterly they will be. Local urban and street flooding. And for Monday, early rain mostly in the South Bay, quickly clearing out elsewhere. Longer range forecast tells the tale if it wasn't set up the way it was this weekend. If we didn't have that atmospheric river, we'd just be left over with what's left over front. Maybe a chance of some showers, which is the case for Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we get into the weekend, too. It looks like Saturday there's a little shot there, too. But none of these have that benefit of that atmospheric river. This looks a little bit interesting out here as we get into the following week. We'll see how that comes together. 7-day program here. Look at the temperatures. There's no major drop here, lower 60s, whatever, and we're back to the 70s by the time we finish off the week.